Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the grand opening of Pancration Pub in Long Beach, California. This is United States of Wrestling presents Black Friday. And hopefully we can get this episode out by the end of Black Friday. Otherwise, that will be a very awkward naming convention. But first up, speaking of Black Friday, we have our Black Friday Frenzy Battle Royale. Now, 8 men will be participating in this match. We have not announced who the participants will be beforehand, and we are starting out the Lucha Libre Magico mainstay, Hector Flores. Now, there's been a lot of drama recently between Lucha Libre Magico and Super Pro Championship Wrestling. But as we are not affiliated directly with either of those, we can play with toys from both toy boxes. And we're going to get some hectic interactions here tonight if any Super Pro faces happen to pop their heads in. Of course, 8 men will start the match in the ring. And the last man surviving, who has not been tossed over the top rope with both feet touching the floor, will be the winner. What will he win? A coupon to Denny's. Is it Denny's? Yeah, Denny's. It's not even Waffle House. Look, if you're curtain jerking, that's just what happens. Now, I don't have the transition for this, but out comes Paragon J. Pierce. Pierce and Flores go way back, spent some time in the NXT Performance Center together before they got out of that dumpster fire of a promotion. Womp womp, shots fired, bam bam, bam bam. I'm a super shooter, bro. Bunching up. So there's at least going to be some familiarity between these two. And will that create an alliance? Or will that create a more intense rivalry? I don't know. We'll have to find out. And here he is. He thought he was signing up to perform. He didn't read the contract though. So instead of on stage, he's gonna be in the ring. Machine Gun Kelly, MGK all day. I don't even know where that smoke comes from. We didn't have any pink smoke bombs or anything. I think that just emulates from MGK whenever he walks into a room. I don't know. Do with that what you will. MGK, last time we saw him, he was teaming with Vince McMahon and Jay Scott's tag team Tumult. Going out solo here tonight. Trying to get success. Jumping from one genre of a match to another genre of match, that always works out so well for MGK. And we talked about maybe some Super Pro crossover, but this might have been the last man you'd expect, as it's the Undead Redneck. He's from the South, the Deep South. He's here to make the living dead great again. And he's here to make family conversation at Thanksgiving super awkward. Undead Redneck making his way to the ring. Now this guy's a solid, I don't know what, 7,000 pounds of bloat, right? I have a pretty good eye for these things. I'm betting that's right on the money as far as what his weight is. But it's going to be pretty difficult for people to get him off base. But then once he does, when you're that big and you start falling, it's a little hard to stop. So we could see a flight and a crash. Now we're getting a rookie debut straight from the 666 dojo. David McEwen. I didn't ask him how to pronounce his name before this match started because I'm a professional. So we're just gonna have to go with we're just gonna call him David. We've seen his peers have varying successes in Ring Classic, disgusting, and Super Pro Championship Wrestling. Now we'll have to see if David McEwen can represent the dojo here in the United States of Wrestling. And now we have our third member of the NXT Performance Center class as Chase makes his way down here. We tried to get him to dress up in the rib costume, but apparently he sold it on eBay for like $17. It's pretty rough, buddy. That's pretty rough. But Chase, he's very dynamic, he's high flying, he's quick on his feet, and he's always ready to rumble. Next man out. And here he is. He's a former Beer Bash champion. It's Captain Alien looking to redeem himself after losing that title in a triple threat match to Ric Flair. Kurt Angle also in that match, but it was Captain Alien that ended up having to tap out to that patented figure 4 leg lock. Apparently leg locks are like strictly illegal in space. I'm not sure why, but that was the explanation that he gave me when I interviewed him after the match, trying to see why exactly it was that he was so susceptible to that figure 4. Will Captain Alien, with his anti-gravity technology, be able to keep himself dead center in that ring and not floating over the top rope? Of course, Captain Alien also defended that Beer Bash title successfully against, you guessed it, Undead Redneck. I'm sure that's who you guessed, right? Anywho, I think we're up to 5 or 6, or is that 7? But now, we've got ourselves a bit of an import from across the Pacific. He is Okado. He may or may not currently hold titles at Wildfire Pro Wrestling. It's been very difficult to keep track. But he is here tonight on Black Friday. He's here to do damage. Possibly the most decorated man in this match, besides MGK, if you count Megan Fox as a decoration. But probably the most decorated man in this match is Okado, and he's going to be, perhaps, have the biggest target on his back, or maybe it will be two of the larger competitors in Captain Alien and Undead Redneck. We will have to find out how this organization comes up. Of course, Okado and Paragon Jay Pierce probably had some run-ins. Jay Pierce has had extensive tours in Japan. He's big in Japan. And now we start off. Undead Redneck going straight for Paragon and Jay Pierce. Captain Alien, Hector Flores, MGK and Chase. And Okado and David McEwen. Okado knows a young boy when he sees it. He's going for him, but David McEwen is not here to roll over. Captain Alien there, missing with that spinning back fist. Simply too tall, but shrugging off the attacks of the smaller man. Short arm clothesline by Paragon Jay Pierce, trying to put Undead Redneck back 6 feet under. Undead Redneck hits him with a rib buster. It tosses him away like a rag doll. MGK and Chase having great technical exchanges. Of course, the great MGK's technical ability is not to be overshadowed. Possibly the most classically trained man here. Captain Alien now putting Okado on the ropes. Goes for a big boot. Okado sees it coming, ducks out of the way. And both men now distracted by the chaos that is the center of the ring. There's a lot of bodies, and a lot of them are very large. Like, Okado's like 6'3", and he looks tiny compared to those two. Good God. Whoa, MGK over the top rope first. Okado getting the first elimination over who may have been the favorite in this match. Showing the American audience that may not be familiar with him what exactly Okado is about. Undead Redneck now flown over the top rope by Paragon J. Pierce. As now Chase gets his arms around Captain Alien. And a big German suplex. Paragon now trying to do a similar move to David, but David, strong grip on that top rope, is not knocked free. Neck breaker by Paragon onto Okado. Chase misses the wheel kick. David McCowan comes in with a big kick, punch to the gut, gets distracted, switches targets, and that might have bit him in the ass. As now Paragon J. Pierce doing some work on the young boy. But the Flores kick to the gut to Captain Alien, gets tossed aside. Captain Alien experiencing still that massive size favoritism. Now David trying to get Paragon out. Pushes him outside. He's just got to kick him to the curve, David. Kick him to the curve. No. So he's now going after Chase. Big discus forearm strike by Captain Alien. Beautiful pullback Saito suplex by David Cohen. And a beautiful neck breaker. Whoa! Jay Pierce is out. Dave McCullough with his first elimination of the night. A small victory. A first victory for Dave McCullough here in this match. Captain Alien tosses Chase clear over the top rope. Not even a second chance given. The amount of power in the Captain. Now Okado picking Hector Flores up. No assistance, but looks like he might be able to get him. He throws him clear over the top. And now we are down to our final three between Okado. Oh! Clips the back of Captain Alien's head with that diving elbow drop. Comes in with a neck breaker. Will we see these two smaller competitors team up on the larger competitor? So far, it looks like maybe not necessarily a team up, but they're not necessarily getting in each other's way either. Although Okado getting a little kick friendly there. Both men now sizing up the Alien. Captain Alien now fighting out of Okado's grasp. David McCowan just now realizing it. Beautiful flying knee strike. McCowan gets a grip on his back. Pulls him back down. Down kick to the back. Misses the first low kick. Second one gets caught up. A little too stubborn there from the rookie. And now a Saito suplex from Captain Alien. This ties him up. Beautiful knee strike. Now Captain Alien maneuvering David towards the ropes. This could be dangerous. Bunch of heavy strikes knocked him to the floor. Now David tucking himself under that bottom rope. Wise beyond his years. And now another Saito suplex. This time to Okado. Heavy knee strike, discus forearm. Okado's had to have eaten like 3 or 4 of those by now. Captain Alien knows exactly the kind of threat that the Wildfire veteran is. And he's not planning on letting it slide. Beautiful double axe handle there from the middle rope. Puts him up for a suplex. Okado counters it. Kick to the gut. He's going to town. Round kick of his own. And a spinning neck breaker. David McCowan taking a break here. Put himself vulnerable. And Okado could have pushed him clearly over the top. It gives the young man a second chance. Hey, this is a learning opportunity for you, Bob. I'll just arm drag you right down to the center of the ring. David's got to realize that he is never not in danger. Beautiful body slam. Need more body slams in wrestling, but here's a German suplex. Straight from Space Germany. And a ripcord lariat to Okado. Which feels insulting, but I'm not sure why. Now we see Captain Alien devastating with knee strikes so far in this match. We'll see how that continues. Whoa, super kick. Okada not eliminated. Hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Kick to the gut now. And another neck breaker. And David McKeown taking his opportunity. Biting the hands of Captain Alien. That might be a biohazard. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Going axe kick to the back of Okado's head. Now coming after Alien. Trying to lift him up. But Alien too big. Too strong. Torture rack position. Oh! Whoa, clips him with the round kick. Clipped a little bit of Okada too. Short arm clothesline, laying out Okada. Now returning with the stiff strikes. Okada with a clothesline of his own. Picks him up. Discus clothesline. These boys are getting all Japan on us. Beautiful DDT. And you've got to think they've got to start moving Captain Alien to precarious positions here. And Okada does just that. Puts him on the ropes. Picks him clear up. Dumps him over the top rope. What a show of strength by Okada. And now it is only Okada and the rookie. Puts him in there. It's a sharpshooter. He's got it tight. He's got it tight. David McKeown tapping out. Of course, that's not the end of the match, but he's letting the rookie know, hey, this is where you are right now. Whoa, goes for a grapple there. David throws him off. Flatliner. Now what he's looking for here, pulling him back, puts him on the ropes. Kato in trouble, super kick, not able to hold on this time, and David McKeown, in his first match in the United States of Wrestling, wins the Black Friday Frenzy Battle Royale and a $2.99 gift card to Denny's. Somebody's gonna have a good time out on the town tonight celebrating this massive win. Special hint, it's gonna be David McKeown. So now that it is time to move on to our second match of the evening. And it's gonna be Dopestar taking on Ben Coleman. Now, of course, Dopestar, also a former Beer Bash champion, lost that title to Captain Alien. He won it actually in an Aztec Royale over in Super Pro Championship Wrestling. A match that included Casey Coleman and Goldberg. So, you know, not a slouch is Dopestar. Dopestar is pretty tight. Now moving away from Super Pro Championship Wrestling and making a more permanent home here in USW. Will that come to fruition that he carries on that success? Of course, I mentioned, you know, he won that match with Casey Coleman. He's going to be going after Casey's older brother and Ben Coleman. Of course, Aaron and Dallas Coleman not booked here tonight. But we're still going to get 2 out of 4 Colemans out of Coleman country. That's a good, that's like a nice, like, hand-fed amount. Of course, this crowd knows what to expect when it hears those notes. It is Ben Coleman and then fellow member of Coleman country, Shelly Kimball, the current and new United States of Wrestling National Women's Champion. But here, showing some moral support, and, you know, I would not put it past her to be a little devious here in the manager's corner. Of course, this will be our first time in a long time seeing Ben Coleman in solo action. I actually can't remember the last time I saw it. It'll be interesting to see. The Coleman's undefeated in tag team competition when they're together. The four of them together seem to be unstoppable. But they're a little bit more fallible individually. We've seen, we saw both the tag team of Aaron and Dallas come up short in the tag team tumult. We've seen Casey was never really able to elevate himself over in Super Pro by himself. Shelly's pretty much been the solo star of Coleman country. And we'll have to see if Ben can get a little bit of that light for himself here as he goes right after Dopestar. He's going to experience a very large size advantage. He's going to want to put that to use as the two men now trading blows. Spanish fly out the gate by Dopestar. Popping up, springboard, moonsault. Goes in, laying in the boots. Thought he was going for a cover there, but he knew that Ben Coleman, too big, too strong to get right away, but changed his mind, goes for a cover, gets a 2 count. Ben Coleman kicks out. Trying to get a flash KO victory here. Dopestar coming back at it. Beautiful drop kick. Lays him out with a clothesline, lays him out with another one. Ducks under. Super kick. Ben Coleman's in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure what he was going for there. Ben Coleman hits the float over DDT. And now, Dopestar trying to get away. Oh, gets the drop kick to the knee, creates some separation. Kicks out the other leg. Now he's got the wrist clutch. The arm wringer popping up. Beautiful lucha libre action from Dopestar. And another springboard moonsault. Goes for the cover off of this one. 1, 2, almost a 3 count. Ben Coleman still not out of danger. Beautiful backbreaker. Now pouring on the strikes. Ben Coleman's got to turn this a little bit ugly if he wants some success. The more Dopestar gets to do his pretty stuff, the worse it's going to be for Ben. Chop there. Coleman with the knee to the gut. Taking a little bit too long to showboat. But fighting out of it. Comes up. Oh! 12-6 elbow to the top of the skull. And now some ground and pound from Full Mount, a stomp to the gut. Ben Coleman will not be denied. Got a single leg camel clutch here. Gonna extra fulcrum on that back. Dopestar slips out. Whoop! Coleman. Classic Coleman spine buster. Ben Coleman not done there. Looking for his big shot. Cole shooter. Puts him down. 1, 2. No. Dopestar still got some fight in him. And Ben Coleman pulled those moves kind of out of his ass. Oh, getting beat up there, going for a little bit of obvious maneuvers. Dopestar now going for a quick cover. Only a 1 count. Saying Ben maybe hitting those big shots a little bit too soon. Maybe needed to wear Dopestar down a little bit more than he had already. Now, going to the body with the elbows. Arm wringer again, and another 12-6 elbow. Now Coleman. Strategy out the window, just brawling it out. Now, interesting to notice, Ben Coleman's been in trouble a couple of times here tonight. Shelly Kimball has not really been jumping to his assistance. Curious to see how that goes in the future. And now Ben off the top rope with a beautiful diving drop kick. Ties him up, puts him in the corner. Beating him down. Ben Coleman, and we're starting to see it now. This match is getting ugly, and Ben Coleman is firmly in control. Going draw more punishment to Dopestar. Ties him up, and looks like we're getting another one. Cole Shooter. Lays him out flat. 1, 2, 3. Benjamin Coleman. Ben Coleman. Bennium. Whatever Ben is short for. Ben Coleman walks away with a victory here over Dopestar. And this is very, very good for Coleman country. We're starting to see a little bit of a diversifying their tactics. Because we know that once they're united, they're pretty much unstoppable. But there's no Atomico's title here. So they're going to have to learn how to divide and conquer. And that looks like what we're getting here. Jelly Kimball, of course, successful back at Ricky Valentine's Space Mountain. Benjamin Coleman successful here tonight. And what will the future entail for Coleman country? But we move on to our next matchup. And this one's going to be a bit of a doozy. The signature guitar pickings of John Robertson here, preparing for his match against Ken Warlock. And a couple of, I guess you would call them dark entities in this match here. We've got a real question. Ken Warlock, of course, a veteran of the CWL, making his way over here after its closure. And normally, Ken Warlock might be the spookiest guy in the ring. He's almost usually the most physically dominant. But here tonight, he's going off a guy that's damn near 7 feet tall, well over 300 pounds, plays a mean 6-string. It will put you 6 feet in the ground if you hesitate for a moment. If you have a singular lapse in judgment, if you leave one opportunity, that man's going to drag you to hell. And that might be a little bit of a tall order, no pun intended, for Ken Warlock coming in his first match here in the United States of Wrestling. And squaring up now. Ken Warlock, no fear, comes out swinging against John Robertson. Swinging big, picks him up. Big show of strength by Ken Warlock. Robertson not just going to lie down and take it, fights his way out. Now picks up Warlock for a power slam. Robertson, beautiful drop kick. Pops him up. Coming down on that arm. Leg drop. Nothing too flashy from John Robertson. A lot of just, I'm really heavy and I'm just going to throw that weight at you. And let's see if you can stand up to it. Most people cannot. And of course, I mentioned not too flashy, but Robertson coming off the top with an elbow drop. Possibly showing how much he respects the tenacity of Ken Warlock, going for the big shots so early. And now brawling. Picks him up again. This time Warlock ready for it. Needed a face, frees him from the grasp with John Robertson. A beautiful lariat. Now, all of our matches here in the United States of Wrestling, no DQ. So Warlock goes for that chair. Hanging Robertson up to dry. Now going after the knee. Going after the support of the big man. Puts him up to his feet. Brings him up back to a vertical base so he can bring him back into the ring. Leaves the chair outside. Curious if that was just a distraction that Warlock wanted to bait Robertson to the outside. Presumably trying to get a momentum swing in his favor, but that momentum has swung right back into Robertson. Whoa! Big money moves there, coming off with a handspring enziguri from Ken Warlock. Now, trying to bring Robertson to his feet. Robertson having none of it. Sidewalk slam. And now, choke slam coming. Sell your soul, pay the toll. Goes for the cover again, Warlock, and that looks like that's all she wrote. 1, 2, 3. John Robertson successful. A definitive and strong victory over Ken Warlock. John Robertson is a fucking problem. And here's the question. Is anybody ready for that? I mean, we have a lot of big competitors here. You know, we've got Captain Alien, Undead Redneck shows up every once in a while. Casey Coleman's a cool 300 pounds. Bill Goldberg shows up every once in a while. But that wasn't a performance. That was a statement by the Devil's frontman, John Robertson.
You're a 6'2", just as I am.
We transition over to our next match of the night, and this one's going to be straight up chaos as we have a fatal four-way dance. Out first, speaking of Super Pro Championship Wrestling, a legend of their junior middleweight division, forgive me. Former champion Lex Elkins makes her United States of Wrestling debut here. And it ain't no slouch of a match. She's going to be fighting Grace Wildman, Babe Dillon, another Super Pro Championship Wrestling veteran, and Marilyn Benson, a former CWL stalwart. So we've got ourselves quite the clash of titans, quite the world collision here going on in this match. All four women, nasty, mean, technical, precise, and tough. So the victory here, it might go to whoever wants it most, or it might go to the smartest. The victory here might go to the one woman in this match who decides not to walk into the fight. The one woman who shows even a little bit of caution might be the one to come away. But to be honest with you, I don't know if any of these women are that woman. All of these women crave combat. Of course, Marilyn Benson, you've seen revitalized recently. Put down the rum, put down the vitamins, put down the acid tablets, picked up the pre-workout, and honestly, I saw her. It looked like a bag of frosted cereal, but without the cereal in it, and she was pouring it into a bowl and eating it with a spoon. It was terrifying. I repeat, it was terrifying. Like I usually do, introduce myself at least to the wrestlers backstage. That woman looked like she was vibrating at a frequency not known to our universe. I was not going to approach her with that. Also, I just don't like approaching women. You know, it's awkward. What are you gonna do? Anyway, back to the action. Away to the ring is Grace Wildman. Grace very recently had a victory over Yui Nishimura, also of CWL experience. Grace, of course, has been all over the world, wrestling for Wildfire. In fact, in Wildfire, she tag teamed briefly with Marilyn Benson. They were the Renegades. They have really cool gear. It was a fun time. And sort of without much fuss, Marilyn Benson kind of abandoned the tag team and kind of abandoned Wildfire for a while. And we'll have to see if, you know, Grace Wildman kind of takes that personally here in this match. Easily the person here most familiar with Marilyn Benson, but they're not the most familiar with each other because Babe Dillon and Lex Elkins, for those of you who don't know, their experience in Super Pro Championship Wrestling, they were in different weight classes recently. But before the buyout by Pistolero, there was no weight class distinction between the women in that promotion. And Babe Dillon and Lex Elkins had some untelevised wars over that Super Pro Women's Championship that eventually became linearly known as the Super Pro Welterweight Championship. That Babe Dillon won. Both of them were the initial champions in their respective weight classes. So what we're seeing here is sort of a battle of the peak. Who's pound for pound the best? And also there's two other women. Babe Dillon easily the most high-flying and the biggest risk taker here. Most likely to throw herself at you. But possibly that might be her downfall in this match. Because all three of her opponents will condition her with severe punishment if she makes those mistakes here tonight. And we are off. Grace Wildman, Lex Elkins, Marilyn Benson, Babe Dillon. Pairing off early. Grace sending Lex to the outside. Benson trying to work an arm lock. Dillon going to the body to get out of it. Elkins makes her way back in, wisely going to another side of the ring to avoid Grace. But runs straight into Marilyn Benson and has to give her a hip toss to slow her down. Grace Wildman goes after Babe Dillon. And out. Big girl fucking heel toss by Lex Elkins. And the Marilyn Benson, who fancies herself a bit of a strong woman these days. You gotta think that's a bit of a, whoa, beautiful power slam. Bit of a disheartening event for her to go through here. Now hoisting her up. Blocked. Gets her up this time, but Marilyn Benson sneaking out the back door, picks her up. Beautiful German suplex. Now turn to Grace Wildman. Misses with a lariat. And a jumping clothesline. Now all three women in the center of the ring. Babe Dillon recovering on the outside. Makes her way back in. Grace Wildman kicking Lex Elkins down. Babe Dillon not done with Grace Wildman, though. Tosses her over the top rope. Marilyn and Lex continue their battle. Oh, gorgeous spine buster by Lex Elkins. Babe Dillon and Grace go at it on the outside. Babe now grabbing the kendo stick, not really working out for her, but now sit out pile driver by Lex Elkins. On to Marilyn Benson, doesn't even go for a cover. The amount of respect these women have for their durability. Beautiful slide. Back kick by Babe Dillon. We've got a hammerlock crossface. Babe Dillon looked like she was going to break it up, but I think she saw that Marilyn Benson was on the verge of breaking out of it, decided against it. Marilyn Benson now going to the outside, looking for some tools of the trade. Grabs a sledgehammer, of all things. And a massive hammer to the gut. Elkins went for a bulldog there, got thrown off. And now torture rack position. Lex Elkins maybe trying to go for a Benson bomb onto Marilyn Benson. Benson fighting out of it. By the way, Babe Dillon just jumped to the outside for apparently no reason, but she got a kendo stick out of it. So, hey, what are you going to do? Now beating the tar out of Grace Wildman is Babe Dillon. Lex Elkins gets a hold of her. Oh! Atomic drop. And another one. A couple of cooter maneuvers. Float over DDT by Babe Dillon. But now it's Babe and Lex alone in the ring. Kick to the leg. Scooping power slam. Jawbreaker. Dillon now tosses Lex into the corner. Tosses her down. Lines her up. Arabian moonsault. Gets it in. 1, 2. No, Lex Elkins able to kick out. Grace Wildman not really there in time. Seems like these women have a very good idea of how much damage the others can take and still kick out on their own. Beautiful. Grace trigger and a Frankensteiner. Inverted. Only a 1 count as Marilyn Benson is there to kick it out. Break it up, rather. Neck breaker. Whoa! Low blow to the low parts by Marilyn Benson to get out of that neck breaker. Not trying to capitalize. Now, back flipping out of, it might have been back suplex or another atomic drop. Hits her with a jumping flatliner. Lex Elkins getting back up real quick. Marilyn Benson retargeting her, hits a hip toss. Grace has the kendo stick. It was Grace in the ring with the kendo stick. She just broke it over Marilyn Benson's back, and Marilyn didn't even notice. So focused on her fight with Lex Elkins. Handspring in Zaguri, lays her out. Super kick. Another one, double tap. Grace goes for the cover. 1. Nobody around. No, Marilyn Benson kicks out. Jesus Christ. Speared by Lex Elkins. Goes for the cover. The ref again. 1, 2. No. That's a move that Lex Elkins won the Super Pro Junior Middleweight title with. DDT by Babe Dillon. Now Babe Dillon and Marilyn Benson going after it. Big knee strike to the head. Just coming off the ropes, the beautiful knee drop. Now Lex trying to celebrate to the crowd. Doesn't realize that Grace is behind her. Grace pops her up. Brain buster. Elkins wisely rolling outside of the ring. Marilyn Benson puts Babe on the ropes. Notices Grace though and decides to change her target. Now all three women trading in the middle of the ring. Babe Dillon tossing Grace Wildman over the top. Grace and Marilyn isolated in the ring now. There's a table in there, by the way. I totally missed that being introduced. And a baseball bat. Totally missed that being introduced. Babe Dillon going to town. Swing, bada, swing. And now baseball bat versus sledgehammer. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Ah, Lex doesn't even need the sledgehammer. She just throws them hammers. Lex tossing Grace back outside. Lex Elkins not realizing that Babe is rolling out. Finds herself alone in the ring. Doesn't quite know who to capitalize on. Ends up picking Marilyn Benson. Picks her up by the ears. And tosses her into the ring post. Jesus Christ. Grace Wildman waiting patiently. Big chop. Women exchanging chops. Round kick to the gut. Floors Lex Elkins. These women are starting to feel the mileage of this match. And then yet another kendo stick gets involved. Marilyn Benson waiting for her opening. Oh, clear right on the top of the dome of Lex. Or of Grace, rather. Lex now has Grace firing a woman's carry. Hangs her out to dry on the top turnbuckle. Now kendo stick to the face of Lex Elkins. Doesn't phase her at all. Oh, and she just broke that thing on her forehead. Jesus Christ. And now, why does Babe Dillon have a ladder? What is that doing? What is that? That just seems excessive to me. Looks like Grace might have been going for a moonsault DDT. Instead, kind of hits like a moonsault drop kick to Marilyn Benson. Goes for the cover on it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That is about as close to a 3 count as you can get. Alex Elkins looking for something. Wait a minute. Arcs in. She's going to pin Marilyn Benson with her own move, ladies and gentlemen. 1, no. Is that a 1 count? Marilyn Benson fired up after the insult. Jawbreaker now. Both women swinging in momentum. Babe Dillon now setting up the table in the corner. Nobody puts table in the corner except, Babe Dillon and Babe. Keeping an eye on Lex, trying to decide what to do. Turns her attention to Grace Wildman. Pops her up. Beautiful back kick. Kick to the arm now. Lex Elkins getting the ladder, looking to do some hard work, some manual labor over here. Ladder now. Oh my God! Babe Dillon taking both women to the outside. Now all 4 women on the outside. And as if there weren't enough weapons in this match, Babe goes for another one. And now Grace goes for another one. I swear to God, if she grabs another kendo stick, I'm gonna lose it. What's she looking for? Ah, she found another kendo stick. Jesus Christ. Now going to town on Babe Dillon with it and breaks it again. Jesus. Who is making these kendo sticks? Marilyn Benson sees what's going on. Interrupts Lex Elkins from grabbing something else. Probably another kendo stick. I want to take a ride on the kendo stick. Now Benson calling her into the ring. Whoa! What? I don't even know what that was. Corkscrew, Alpe, Suicida. Emphasis on the Suicida because there was no water in that pool. Benson quick to recover. Double knee face buster by Babe Dillon. Covers on Grace Wildman. The ref can't get around to her. Marilyn Benson ends up breaking up the pin just by diving into the ring. Beautiful amateur ankle pick by Babe Dillon. Picks Marilyn up. Trying to run her around, but too many bodies in the ring. We're seeing a lot of this. We're seeing a lot of collisions. Beautiful DDT by Lex Elkins. Get kicked while she's down by Babe Dillon. Grace Wildman trying to recover. Marilyn Benson's still out of it. Now Lex Elkins held up to drive. Frankensteiner! Lex Elkins is still on the table. Marilyn Benson just now coming to her senses. Sees the precarious position Lex Elkins is in. Oh! Oh! Powerbomb through the table in the turnbuckle. Lex Elkins rolls out of the way, and now it's just Lex and Grace in the middle of the ring. Ed Grace is going to town. Coleman now goes up to the top rope, misses the elbow drop. And now Benson capitalizing, powerbomb. Puts her down. Lex and Babe are distracted. 1, 2, 3. Marilyn Benson is victorious in this fatal 4-way death drive. Good God. Emphasis on fatal. Like I said, it was not necessarily about wearing down the others because everybody did so much damage to each other. It was just having the chance to capitalize and having the wherewithal to do so. And Marilyn Benson walks out of this as victor. And you got to think Shelly Kimball's out back and she's a little stressed out because there's a #1 contender's spot. Marilyn Benson just made one hell of an argument for it. But speaking of championships, we're going now to our co-main event of the evening, and we are going to crown a new United States of Wrestling National Heavyweight Champion.
Can you dig it, sucker?
At the demand of Ric Flair. This is his six-pack challenge. And it's filled with surprises. It's Booker T's making his way out.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Now, Ric Flair, for a little backstory here, Ric Flair won the Beer Bash title off of Captain Alien and immediately wanted to start to introduce a proper heavyweight championship, a proper world championship to the United States of Wrestling. Of course, it's the National Heavyweight Championship, but it is a world championship. Don't question it, all right? It worked for the NWA for years. It works for us, all right? It's what it is. Anyway, so he issued a six-packs challenge. He handpicked his challengers because he's Ric Flair and he can do that. And this is one of them here in Booker T. And we're going to have to see, is it going to be old faces? Is it going to be new faces? Well, here's a face. Choosing not to come out to Megadeth here tonight. Bill Goldberg. You know, say what you will about Ric Flair, the man's really not taking it easy on himself. Two former heavyweight champions, real heavyweight champions, coming out here tonight. Goldie, of course, has had his fair share of run-ins in the United States of Wrestling. In particular with Coleman Country, but this is going to be his first opportunity really at showing himself off in like singles competition, even though it's not really a singles match. Can Big Goldie walk out with the big gold of the United States of Wrestling here tonight? We'll have to find out. As this crowd is electric. I mean, honestly, if this match was just Bill Goldberg and Booker T, I'd be fucking psyched. But this is 33% of our competitors here tonight. We know Ric Flair's one of them. 50%. We've got 3 bona fide Hall of Famers. Coming out next. And here he is, the man himself. The Beer Bash champion. He's coming out here with that beautiful, original, totally our own design belt. And you know, a lot of people, when Ric Flair came back after his 73rd retirement and he wanted a Beer Bash championship opportunity, a lot of people thought that was sort of a polite thing that we did, giving him that opportunity. But it wasn't. Ric Flair is a threat to any man on the planet at any point as long as he's got breath in his lungs. And he proved that by beating a champion that isn't even from the planet. He beat Captain Alien, tapped him out, went home with that gold, with a tear in his eye. And here he looks to do it again, to become double champion, become the United States of Wrestling National Champion. I've not actually seen what that belt looks like yet. I bet it's really tasteful. Now, of course, his obsession with new gold does not hamper his need to hold on to the gold that he has. The Beer Bash title, the fate of which is unknown. We don't know, is it going to be unified? Is it going to be vacated? Is he going to defend both? I don't think he can defend both, like, physically. I feel like we might actually get charged with murder if we make him defend both. And now, speaking of the old guard, Adam Crusher coming out. You know, Adam Crusher not necessarily having the Hall of Fame quality careers as these guys, but he has been around damn near as long as Goldberg and Booker T. In fact, he might have been a long round longer than Goldberg. Cut his bones. The undercard of the New Generation era. And now coming into his prime, well past the point where most men have retired. That old man strength is paying dividends, but is that really gonna... How is that gonna work out when everybody in the match has old man strength? That's what I'm wondering, you know? His X factor, kind of a non-factor here. And now, Casey Coleman, who's had some problems with Goldberg in the past, coming in here, you know, probably the only guy that Ric Flair hasn't faced before. And you got to think, you know, maybe he sees something in this guy, in this new generation. So far, this is the only guy under 50 to make his way down to the ring, I think. I have to Google Booker T's age. But pretty sure it's the only guy under 50 making his way down to the ring. You gotta think that's one hell of an accolade for Casey Coleman just to be invited, but he does not just want to be invited to the party. He wants to crash the fuck out of it. He's gonna put all of these guys in a home if he has anything to say about it, and he's gonna walk out as USW National Heavyweight Champion. Bringing home another title for Coleman Country.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. One fight you and ain't you want me. Now escape sleep.
Holy shit! The Nash Man cometh. Crowd is losing their minds. These are all a bunch of world-class wrestlers in this match here tonight, and also Casey Coleman. That is a crazy lineup. Elimination, its first pinfall was finished, so we're going to see a lot of chaos here tonight. These men try to become world champion one more time, and for the first time for Casey Coleman to win the question. Too sweet indeed. Here we go. These guys are feeling it. Big headbutt from Kevin Nash and Adam Crusher. Goldberg going straight for Casey Coleman. Flair striking out Booker T. Adam Crusher usually not at too much of a size disadvantage. Absolutely dwarfed by Big Sexy. He taking out some frustrations on Ric Flair. Is this a WCW reunion or a TNA reunion? Well, at 2, only a 2 count. Booker T trying to get a very early victory over Ric Flair. Having Crusher rolling to the outside. It's going to be a non-factor for a little bit. Booker T and Goldberg tying up. Big back suplex. Now it's Casey Coleman versus Kevin Nash. Coleman with his attention to Flair. All of these men very willing to trade targets and move around. There's no favorites or lack of favorites in this match. And Nash, who needs a fucking taser? Putting a beating on the chest of Goldberg. Adam Crusher trying to get a little bit of a lick in. Casey Coleman continues his work in the ring with Ric Flair. Now, pinfall has to happen in the ring, so this is a very dangerous predicament for the other 4 competitors, because at any moment, Flair or Coleman could come out as victorious here while you're busy on the outside. We saw that happen in the last match. Leg sweep. Goldberg now feeling the crowd, feeling the environment, getting himself fired up, breaks up the pinfall. Nash now, he's got a grip on old Flair. Double team move broken up by Goldberg. As Adam Crusher and Booker T exchange holds on the outside. And now, once again, it's Flair and Coleman in the ring. Flair pops Coleman up to the top rope. Goes to fling him off, gets booted away. Coleman finds himself securely with his feet on the ground once more. Booker T tries to hurl Flair out of the ring. Crusher going into his way. Now it's Crusher and Flair. Coleman and Booker. Beautiful power slam by Casey Coleman. Coleman trying to dominate Booker T here, but Booker T fighting free of it. Crusher now just hitting anything they can. Nash and Goldberg seem to recover on the outside. Flair's got one hell of a sleeper hold on Crusher, but Crusher uses a jawbreaker to get out of it. Booker T now with the cover on Casey Coleman. Didn't see what he hit, but Coleman kicks out just barely too. Goldberg tossing Ric Flair around. Screwdriver. Or rather, a dragon screw. Now spinning that breaker on Adam Crusher. Thought he might have been going for that jackhammer. Now Nash putting the knees into Flair. Knee drop by Goldberg. Knee drop by Flair. Neck breaker by Booker T. Now Coleman and Flair teaming up for a double DDT. Before Flair, he's turned on him. He was quicker. They tried to turn on each other, but Flair saw it coming. He's got him in the figure 4. He's gonna be world champion. He's gonna be world champion. No, he breaks it. Wait, Coleman might be unconscious. I think Coleman's unconscious. Ric Flair is your United States of Wrestling National Heavyweight Champion. With a tear in his eye. Suck it, John Cena. We ain't tied for shit. Real number's like 23 anyway. And in this match, we thought Casey Coleman was included in this match as like a sign of respect, as like an acknowledgement of like the next generation. I think Flair might have put him in this match because he knew he could fucking trick him. He knew he was younger. He knew he was less experienced. He knew he could turn on him. Flair here, very smart, and here you see that gorgeous United States of Wrestling National Heavyweight Championship. And now we have an 18/25 time world champion and Ric Flair. But that, ladies and gentlemen, ain't our main event here tonight. In fact, our main event is still coming up. It is a tag team TLC championship match between the defending champions, Main Eventer Syndrome, and these men here, the team of Jay Scott and Dirty Dango, NFTEAM. I just realized Dirty Dango is main eventing over Goldberg, Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, Booker T. Huh. Anyway. friendly reminder, our drink specials here tonight are the Steiner Screwdriver. It's a 2-for-1 special. Got $3.99 Coors Lights. I couldn't think of a second wrestling pun. They're going to give me a list at some point. Here. Now the background for these two teams, both of them competed in Jay Scott's Tag Team Tumult to become the inaugural United States of Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And NFTEAM came out of that pretty well. They won, I think, 3 matches, or 2 matches. And then they lost to these guys, Main Eventer Syndrome. And they ended up winning the whole thing and becoming tag team champions. Not coming up with the belts here tonight because the belts are currently strung up over the middle of the ring. They had to move the disco ball over a little bit to fit. It's kind of distracting. But both of these guys performed very well in that gauntlet match. And then after that, NFTEAM went on and beat FTR in a 2 out of 3 falls match at Ricky Valentine's Space Mountain. Did they just phase through a table? Anyway, moving on. So we're getting a bit of a proper rematch here. We're all at 100%. We're all well prepared. We all know about each other. Let's see who the best team really is. Let's see who's the real team to beat here. Who's the real final boss of the United States of Wrestling Tag Team Division? It's finna get crazy. Both men going in. Dangle with the chops. Tiger Williams ducks under. Tiger Williams, of course, the giant blonde. Buzz Braddock, the shorter guy with the little throw. Hitting a beautiful German suplex on Jay Scott as Dirty Dango retrieves the ladder. Also under. Whoa, hey, a little cheekiness there from Tiger Williams. Dirty Dango making him pay for it. Dango already brought the ladder into the ring. Very smart move. Now Braddock retrieving a chair and bashing Jay Scott over the face with it. And the body and the knee. And he's just going. Tossing over there. Dango and Jay Scott with a bit of a collision in the ring. A little bit of miscommunication as Dango gets back in the ring with that chair. Williams has a ladder, though, and clears him out. Sets it up. I don't know if that's centered enough to get to the titles. Dango now exchanging positions of power on the ground. Beautiful spine buster by Buzz Braddock. Billy Braddock, not Buzz Braddock. Oh, beautiful. Punch just right to the kisser by Dirty Dango. Not able to get a better of a single collar tie until Dango did a little bit of damage with his hands. Tiger Williams now making his way into the ring. Gets a chair. Dango going up top. Looks like he realized that he was in danger there. Unprotected and undistracted. And now we've seen this before. Main Eventer Syndrome, not like the best as far as teamwork is concerned. They run into each other a lot. They interrupt each other a lot. But somehow, through the magic of teamwork, it usually runs out fine. We'll have to see if that persists here tonight. Oh! Jesus, beautiful drop. Oh, God. Little backdrop suplex by Jay Scott onto Buzz Braddock, on Billy Braddock, onto that ladder. Oh, and then clearing him out with a leg drop, and then clearing him out with that table shot to the face. Williams down with another chair. Look at that thing fly. have a little bit of a pile of chairs there in the corner. 2 is a pile. Look it up. Tiger Williams, this is the second time tonight. We've seen him sort of boast to the crowd. Jay Scott tries to match him with it. Now Williams realizing he's all alone in the ring. Whoa! Braddock lays Dango out. Standing shooting star press. Whoa, went for a springboard drop kick, but Dango rolling out of the ring. Now it's just Jay Scott and Braddock. Jay Scott now puts him into the corner, puts him up top. He could be looking for something big here. No, instead he realizes that Tiger Williams is down too. He goes up to the top. Can't quite reach the belts there. Tries to haul Braddock off to the corner, but gave him too much time to recover. Goes up to the top. Braddock following him. Jay Scott still going for the belts anyway, taking the risk. Braddock able to fight back. Now both men exchanging strikes on top of the ladder. High risk, high reward. Kicks him down to the floor. And Jay Scott, unabated. But now Tiger Williams recovering on the outside. Jay Scott's got to move quick. And now Williams, electric chair drop onto that table and onto those chairs rather. Now Williams with the table gets knocked out of his hand. Now, looks like they both really want to do a back suplex. That was weird. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. He's hitting him so hard that it's canceling out the sound. Oh my God, they're both doing, oh God, the humanity. Oh, this is disgusting. Oh my God. Somebody call a doctor. Tiger Williams is up. He catches the chair. He's had enough. Oh, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. Tiger Williams now alone in the ring, trying to fight back. Knocks the chair away. Oh. Now Braddock recovering, getting back in the ring. Springboard drop kick. Lays out Dango. Now Tiger Williams on the outside. That ladder curiously strung up, gets knocked to the floor. Slides the table in. Knock, slide the table in. Now Braddock, big forearm strike. Beautiful leg lariat by Tiger Williams. Flattened out Dango. Now Jay Scott trying to make his way back into the ring. Braddock goes for the ladder. Not sure what they're both thinking here. Oh! Jay Scott flattens Tiger Williams. Braddock, I think, having some hesitation as to what he wants to do with that ladder. Meanwhile, Jay Scott popping him up. Fisherman Buster incoming. Now Braddock. It's now both Braddock and Dango have ladders, and Dango flattens Braddock. Dango now going in. Looking for something on Williams. Both men fighting for the right to put the guy through a table. Another springboard dropkick by Braddock. Just got sent him over to the outside. Now Braddock isolated in the ring. Thought he was going for a spine buster. Oh, God. Instead, he goes for a capture suplex. Now, Booth pressed by Tiger Williams. Dango has another table. How many tables do they have? Williams whips the big body shot. Oh! Hip toss knocks Williams' ass straight into that table and shatters it. Now Dango laying out Braddock. And another massive lariat. Now he's going up top. He's trying to put him away. Permanent. Coming up with a beautiful diving leg drop. And now he's got to get that ladder that is defying physics on the outside. Picks it up. That was some crazy shit right there. Trying to get into the right position. Like I said, it's a little hard to get up there with the disco ball. He's coming up. Dango reaching up high. Trying to get that belt. Braddock finally recovering enough to fight back. Jay Scott and Tiger Williams both still on the outside. So now, oh! Elevated powerbomb off of the ladder onto those collapsed tables. And now, Billy's Law. Braddock might think he's safe, but Jay Scott just made his way back in. Hopping him down. Jay Scott now looking for a weapon as Braddock goes up to the top rope. And now Dango looking to interrupt, but Braddock comes off with a diving dropkick to Dango. Tiger Williams tosses Jay Scott into the ring, an odd strategy. Suplex toss by Braddock. Punching away at Dango. Williams going for the belt. And now Braddock playing blocker on Jay Scott, but he misses the super kick. Jay Scott, oh my God. Electric chair drop onto the collapsed ladder. Now a spine buster by Braddock. Now Braddock knocking the ladder back into the ring. Williams sets up the table. Short arm forearm strike. Kick to the leg. Jay Scott here in great danger. Picked up and a gourd buster. Looks like they decided not to use the table after all as Braddock picks it up. Braddock moving into the corner. Williams, I think, has busted Jay Scott open. Williams to the outside. Realizes Dango's not getting up anytime soon. Comes back in. Both men just beating him up, tying him up. And a rib breaker by Tiger Williams finally gets Jay Scott to roll out of the ring. Dango trying to sneakily get a hold of the ladder. Kicks Braddock off. Now Dango trying to focus on Braddock. Gets interrupted by Williams. Beautiful spine buster. And a neck breaker by Braddock. And now it's Braddock laying into Dirty Dango. Come up in another gourd buster. Now Braddock lines up the ladder. Belly to belly. Those belts are just sitting up there. Somebody's got to go get them. Dango still got a little bit of fight. Tiger Williams going up top. Beautiful suplex. Now Braddock taking after Dango. Jay Scott gets into the ring. Jay Scott blocked by the body of his tag team partner. Can't get up to Williams in time. And main eventer Syndrome has retained the United States of Wrestling Tag Team Championships. What a fucking war this match has been. What a war this night has been for all competitors involved. Absolute nastiness. Now Braddock winning, wearing the mask of war. Both men celebrate with those beautiful United States of Wrestling Tag Team Championships. And that has been all for United States of Wrestling Presents Black Friday Live from Pancration Pub in Long Beach, California. I've been your commentator, Mark Spencer. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.